welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. So please subscribe on my channel if you haven't subscribed. So today I will do July a question paper of July 2024 and 2. So this is from the previous trimester. Okay, so I wrote my answer, so I will explain from what I wrote. Okay, so number one, it says a girl took her age multiplied by 4, added by 4 to it, and got her grandfather's age. If her grandfather's age is 100 years old, how old is the girl? How old is the girl? So we want the age of the girl. Okay, so now this is a word problem, so you have to follow it. So first statement, it says a girl took her age. So let's take a girl's age as x. A girl took her age multiplied by 4. So this way here I wrote 4x. Remember, this is like a product. So it's like 4 multiplied by x, which is 4x. So I multiplied the girl's age by 4, added by 4, and got her grandfather's age. Okay. So if her grandfather's age is 100 years old, how old is he? Is she? So we have to equate this to 100. So after you wrote this equation, the goal now is to make x the subject of the formula. Then at the end you will get 24. So this is the age of the girl. Okay, so it's 2 marks. So number 2, it says solve the following equation using factorization method. So we are given a trinomial which is 8f squared minus 6f plus 1 is equals to 0. So here it is. So to factorize, remember, firstly you have to find the values. So remember this method. So here are the factors of 8 and here are the factors of 1. So if I use these two, remember now we'll focus on the middle term. So if I add this two, I'll get 9. If I subtract, I'll get 7, but I'm looking for 6. Okay, so now I will test with the second one. So I will use this method. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4, and 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So if I add them, I will get 6. Okay, and 6 is what I'm looking for. Then now I got my brackets. So remember, we say the bigger number takes the sign of the middle term, but here we have a negative, here we have a positive, and since here we have 1 and 1 and here we have a positive, which means our sign will be negative and negative, so we'll equate this two. But remember, we have to equate it into 0, so I equated it into 0. Okay, so the next step, now you will have to equate the first bracket into 0 to get the value of f, and I will equate the second bracket into 0, then I will get this answer. So the answer is f is equals to this, or f is equals to this. Okay, then you get your marks. Okay, so number 3, it says, okay, let me read the question. So number 3, it says solve for x and y in the following simultaneous equation. So we are given two equations. So remember, when you do simultaneous, the equation that you are given first, make it equation 1, and the equation that you are given after the first one, make it equation 2. So after, we will look at our equation. Okay, equation 1, we can break it. So after we break equation 1, we'll get this. So this is equation 3. So after this step, remember, this is not the value of x. So after I got this equation, I have to substitute equation 3 into equation 2, because I can't substitute this into equation 1 because I just broke equation 1. So I'll substitute this into equation number 2. So here I did, and I show every step. So you see, so where I see x, I will substitute this. Here I did. Okay, so now make sure that you don't make mistakes like with the signs and all. So you multiply this 2, you will get this. Positive and negative is negative, this. Then after you broke the bracket, you look for the like terms. If we add this, we'll get this. If we say negative, this fraction minus 1 will get this. So here is 0. Then you take 19/7 to the opposite side. Now the goal is to find y. then at the end I have to divide both sides by 45 over 7, 45 over 7, then I will get my value of y. But at the end, write your formula in decimals, because usually in maths they say round off your final answer into 3 decimal places. So after you round it off, you'll get this. Okay, so take this equation as your equation number 4. So right now you have to substitute equation 4 into equation number 1. So even here, even if you substitute 0,422, remember this fraction, if I write this fraction in decimal, it is this. So after you have to multiply this 2, then you'll get this, then you have to divide both sides by 7, then you'll get your answer as negative 0,067. So those are your final answers. But for we are given the formula. So first question, it says make n the subject of the formula. So remember, when you make the subject of the formula, at the end we should have that whatever letter. Like here they said we should make n the subject of the formula, so in the end I should have n is equals to something, not n with another letter. Okay, so you should be careful when you substitute. So first question, remember we are given this formula. So firstly we cross multiply. So remember, this is the same as over 1. So if I say 1 multiplied by this is the same thing, this is why I wrote it here. Okay, so now since I cross multiply, h multiplied by m, it's hm. So here it is. This is before the bracket. So now I have to square both sides to remove this square root. Okay, so when I square both sides, this square root will be removed. So now I will have hm square. So here we put them in brackets because these two affect h and m. Okay, so remember now our goal is to make the n the subject of the formula. So since here we have n cubed minus pt cubed, we'll have to take this to the opposite side so that we can be left with this n. So now if I take it to the opposite side, the sign will change. So remember, we will remain with n cubed is equals to hm square plus now pt square cube, I mean. Okay, now since then I have n to the exponent 3 and I want the value of n, let us cube root both sides. So if we cube root both sides, this side I will remain with n, but this side I will remain with the cube root of everything here. So this is your final answer. Okay, so the next question, it says calculate the value of n if h is 2,15, m is 2,5, t it's 3, and p it's 2. So from what we did here, you just substitute the values that you are given and you press it on your calculator exactly as it is. So this will be your final answer. So this is the value of a. Okay, so wait for part 2. I'll do question 2. So thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe and share. Thank you.